Hello there. My name is Greg. Good to see you. Look at what I'm wearing. Got a tie on, a button-down shirt. This is how I dressed for probably the first 15 years of my career as a pencil pusher at an insurance company up in Indiana. I found a woman that fit my it was miraculous, really, because I just happened to see a girl. She hadn't been around at all, and she just all of a sudden appeared at a Christian event when we were just watching movies, and all of a sudden this new girl shows up, and she was exactly what I was looking for. I didn't know what was on the inside as far as her heart, as far as her family. I didn't know anything at all about her, but I made eye contact, we started talking, and everything fit into place perfectly. I had not been looking for a girl. I was not dating. I was, in fact, avoiding girls. I was trying to graduate from college. And to do that, you have to be focused, and you have to avoid dating and getting into these emotional relationships. Can you think of some people who went to college, got in a serious relationship, and the girl got pregnant, or you got so involved your grades suffered and you eventually dropped out, and nobody ever heard from you again, pretty much? There's a lot of stories of people, men and women, who get themselves in trouble in college. They drink too much, go to fraternities, they become alcoholics, and they drop out of college, and that's the end of their story. They don't get married, they don't have kids, they never get that college degree they were going for, they never get a decent job, and that's a shame. So that's my story. Not the dropout part. I graduated from college. I got actually 2 degrees accidentally. So I was taking every sociology course that I could find because I loved it so much, which is why I find doing this as really part of what I do. My 2 degrees, what are they? This was at Ball State University, by the way. Sociology and secondary education, which is for high school. Okay, like 7th grade to 12th. Sociology is the study of groups of people, human beings. Sociology could also be for other species, but that's more of a anthropology, biology sort of thing where it's not specific to humans. And there are so many different professions that you could go into, and they don't really even talk about them or present them to high school students. Because they don't assume that you're going to go to college. They're just trying to get you to be civilized in high school and to pass the class, be it algebra, biology, history, or whatever, right? So my topic today is going to be regarding men going their own way. What is that? It's MGTOW, I think. This is about today's generation. It's 2024. Today's generation of young men having the internet, social media, all the different dating apps, and then all the things that have happened since then on the women's side, feminism in particular, where we had the Me Too thing that started with a judge trying to become a Supreme Court judge, Brett Kavanaugh, look him up. And the Democrat side found a lady who had an accusation, and they got her to show up, and then she accused him of something that happened like 30 years ago. And everybody's like, do you have any evidence of this? Are you just saying words? On the Republican side. But then the Democrats say, well, you just need to believe what she said. Of course, he's a bad person, so you need to, not vote for him because he did all these horrible things, which, there's zero evidence of. And so on the Democrat side, they say, and the feminists, they say, believe the woman, no matter what. And so this spilled over into businesses everywhere. So all of a sudden, women that are, they're employed and their boss is a man, now all they have to do is accuse him of something with zero evidence. He did this. Just make that false accusation, and suddenly you both are in HR and he gets fired and you get promoted. So why not, right? If all of the employers believe the woman and suddenly the man, despite him saying, I didn't do a thing at all, there's zero evidence, he gets fired anyway because they believe the woman, right? She could not possibly lie, right? Why would she lie? Well, because she wants the job. Obviously, we should be looking at motivation, right? And the fact that there's zero evidence. Now, if there is evidence, all she has to do is say, hey, he did this, there's the evidence. And boom, the evidence speaks for itself. He's guilty because the evidence shows that he did something wrong. It could be on her body, it could be, something torn, it could be other witnesses, it could be something else that's physical, but it has to be real tangible evidence that proves her words are true. So this is one element of the whole men going their own way movement. Another thing is where women are just really arrogant, hateful, disrespectful. They insult, mock, ridicule, belittle, emasculate men, especially if a man approaches a woman and says, hey, you want to go on a date sometime? And she says, no, you're disgusting. Get away from me, you creep. When she says stuff like that, and women everywhere are saying stuff like that, well, why would men want to do that anymore? So this is why men don't want to approach a woman, is because, women on a regular basis are insulting men who approach them. And so that's a big problem. And so, if you're a woman, well, you need to be respectful and polite, even to men who approach you and say, no, thank you. Just be polite about it. You don't have to be hateful and rude about it, right? And so women that want to have a good, healthy, monogamous and heterosexual relationship, it could even be the homosexual side, respect goes always, okay? And that's part of my teaching in high school, is teaching kids to respect each other. You don't have to agree with them to respect them. But the idea of the men going their own way, well, men just don't want the conflict. They don't want to be harassed, disrespected, insulted anymore. And they're tired of it. It happens online, it happens face to face. And so they just, why keep doing that if you're just constantly getting insulted and, just, it's not worth it. The lemon is not worth the squeeze. That's the saying, right? And so that's a big problem. How do we solve that problem? Well, it's not a man's problem. Men going their own way, they're perfectly happy doing that, okay? They would love to date a nice, kind, respectful woman who actually has manners and is polite and doesn't demand things from the man, right? Where she's this very kind, ladylike, where she doesn't try to control the conversation, where she lets the man actually be masculine and she actually chooses to be feminine, which is part of who she is. So be feminine. You're a woman, be feminine, right? Makes sense. Don't wear, if you're a woman, don't wear this. That's a man's outfit, okay? Not for a woman. A lady should wear either a dress or something feminine, to show that she's feminine. If a woman or a teenage girl even, if she just wants to wear guy clothes, that's her prerogative. But guys really, don't like that when it comes to dating. They want a woman to dress feminine. Pink, purple, white, even black. Colors are important. If you have a woman dressing in blue and gold and red, guy clothes with chains. Yeah, these visual things matter, okay? If the woman shaves her head, paints it purple or green, has a bunch of rings in her face, has face tattoos, all those, yeah, they're like, you just like, what happened to that person from a mile away? So men avoid people, or girls, women, that look strange, okay? Guys want that conservative, traditional looking lady where she's wearing a dress or a skirt and a blouse and has normal, nice hair, longer hair preferably. And she's just a polite, respectful person. That's all it takes. It doesn't take a lot. And so there's not a whole lot of those. So the ladies that do want to have a relationship and start dating and want to get engaged and marry a good man, that's all they have to do. Just look like an actual lady. That's all it takes. It's not a lot. It's not a lot to ask, and it's not rocket science. For the guy, he needs to dress masculine. Don't wear a bunch of sissy clothes. Don't be a wimp. But also don't be, psychotic. Don't turn into some kind of extremist, radical on either side, far right or far left. Don't wear a bunch of tattoos on your face. Don't be angry at everything all the time. Don't talk about weapons. Just, what do guys need to do to find a good girl? Well, first, you start with visual cues. Once you see a girl looks like a normal, nice person, then you can make eye contact, right? And if she looks at you and smiles, well, that's polite and respectful. And then you can, just say, how you doing? Mind if I sit here? And she should say, I'm sorry. No, I have another friend sitting there. Sorry about that. And he'll say, oh, that's okay, no problem. Can I get your number? It's like, oh, no, I'm not dating. Or, no, I actually have a boyfriend. Or, no, I'm actually, that's my girlfriend. But be polite about it, right? Be respectful regardless of whether you say yes or no. And if you're actually out with the girls looking for a guy and he's a good looking guy and you like him, say, sure, have a seat, we can talk. But just be respectful either way. This whole thing where you're just insulting men, it just makes the girl look like a horrible person. And when that gets on the internet, well, that's it. All the guys see it. Now they know that that girl's a horrible person, and they spread the word, say, hey, this person, see that face? Avoid that person. So suddenly, you go from guys approaching you to no guys approaching you, because now they know. Now they know you're going to just be rude and insult them for fun. And so that's why men are going their own way. And I've also explained how to change that. Don't be on the internet. Actually go out to places where guys hang out, not bars. I would not go out to bars, because that's where you get a one-night stand and you get a lot of violence and drunk people, right? I would suggest going to a church. Even if you're not a church goer, you're always invited in. You don't even have to believe specifically what they believe, okay? They don't have all these requirements that demand that you say this or that to be part of, their social environment. Be aware of your age. Look for a Sunday school with people your age. Get to know people, and then, you can start looking at who's available, who's not. Ask the other ladies, say, hey, this is my situation, and what's your advice, for finding a good man? Spread the word, so that they can maybe point you in the right direction. And that's just for actually, kind ladies who are not the rabid feminist type. And so, there's not a lot of good women out there, but those few good women have a lot to choose from. And I know money is a factor, You don't want to marry a guy who's working at McDonald's and, barely graduated from high school and has no prospects, because raising a family can be difficult, right? And so you have to consider the financial aspects. But on the girl's side, she should not just totally depend on the man for everything. She needs to have some skills. She can start her own YouTube channel. She needs to know how to do stuff like change a tire, for example. Be able to change the wall socket, a duplex receptacle, they call it. Be able to do some basic things besides, your typical female kitchen type work. Cooking and cleaning isn't everything that goes on in a house. And guys need to know how to cook. Guys need to know how to clean and make their bed and all that stuff as well. These should not be, when it comes to the house, there should not be specific gender roles. I think either gender should be able to do everything. As something needs to be done, take care of it, right? And the girl shouldn't just sit back and let the guy do all the work. The lady needs to pitch in. Whenever the guy decides, he wants to help do this or that, she needs to get alongside of him and help. And if the lady, needs to get some stuff done in the kitchen, well, the guy needs to get off his butt and actually help as well. It needs to be a team effort. And I understand, in my situation, I went to work every day. It was a 9-to-5 job, office job, and she did not work at all. She was raising the kids, 4 kids. And so perfectly understandable that she stayed home and took care of the kids. But when that last one starts school and now she has no kids at the house at all until like 3:30, 4 p.m., what is she doing? Okay, you can clean the house, but then, there's not a whole lot to do after you're done. You vacuum, get the dishes done, start the laundry. That takes what? Maybe 2 hours total, right? I do all these things. I know how long they take, okay? I own my own house. I'm the only one here. I take care of it all. It's not that terribly hard, okay? And so women, don't let women fool you into thinking, oh, it's so hard being a housewife. No, it's not. It's hard being a mother when the kids are all at home going crazy and doing stuff. It's hard work getting these kids to be civil and civilized, right? Where they're polite, they obey, and they're respectful and all that. When little kids are, 1, 2, 3, 4 years old, that's really all it is when it comes to parenting, is just teaching these kids how to be polite, how to be helpful, how to be respectful to each other, and learning how to do the right thing and why, explaining why. But then once they're in school, learning how to spell and add 4 + 6 and all that stuff, and you're, the mom is at home all alone and your husband is at work, well, the wife should volunteer. The man should not even have to ask. The wife should actually volunteer to work, to make money, either with that YouTube channel or putting out applications to whatever she thinks would be a good fit for herself. Volunteer work helps to allow the woman to socialize with other people, and then she can ask those people as she's volunteering, hey, do you know of any jobs that are available? She should also look into starting her own business. She could start a clothing store, a jewelry store, a whatever store, whatever she likes, start buying and then selling stuff. All sorts of possibilities. But the main point and the main problem is feminist women thinking they're privileged and thinking that they're all going to get this rich man who is a millionaire on Wall Street as if she has some kind of value. She's not even thinking about her own personal value. She just thinks that she can get whatever she wants because she's not thinking. And of course, the millionaire guy on Wall Street, he's not looking at her, okay? In fact, he's not even looking to get married. He's just looking for the most beautiful woman who's actually respectful to him. He's going to use her as long as he needs to. He may even want to get married and have kids. And if so, he's going to do one of those prenuptial agreements, which says that as soon as he decides he doesn't want to be with her anymore, he can divorce her and she can't have anything. Now, when it comes to the law, if they have kids together, the law overrides any kind of prenuptial agreement because the law protects the kids. And so The law says that if the wife is living in a big home and the guy paid for it all, but she has kids, and she decides she wants a divorce for no reason at all, but just to grab the house and the money, she can do that legally. All she has to do is file for divorce, and the family court says, hey, here's the house, because, well, the mom, right, and the kids have to live there. They didn't do anything wrong, but the man, even though he's been working hard, paid for everything, didn't do anything wrong, well, now he has to leave the house. How does that make any sense, right? So that's another reason why men are going their own way, is because the laws are messed up and they need to get fixed. They need to change this whole divorce thing so that the wife who's divorcing without cause, she can leave the house, okay? He stays, she has to leave. If she divorces, she has to leave the house without the kids. Now the man is responsible for the kids, and that wife has to leave the house. If and when she gets a job, she has to contribute to the man who's raising those kids now, because she chose to renege on her responsibility as a mother, right? And so they need to change the laws so that the person doing the divorcing has to leave. They need to change it so that it's not always the man that has to leave his own house having done nothing wrong. So lawyers out there, fathers, mothers, kids, everybody needs to understand the situation and push legislators in your state to get laws on the books that protect men, fathers in particular, from getting kicked out of their own home because a wife gets in a mood. It's not right or fair or just to the kids or the man being kicked out of his own home. Something wrong with the laws. And so we need to start with changing the laws so that the men are not punished for something the mother and wife did wrong. Divorcing a good man who's provided everything, that should be a crime, in my opinion. All right, I said enough, and that's the men going their own way topic. I'll be doing another topic soon. So I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, do the like if you like this. Subscribe if you want to hear more. I'm going to do this twice a week, and I'm going to try to be consistent as well. And I dressed up like this just so I look good on the screen. You know, I don't want to look like a slob. In the same way for when I worked, you know, people should not go into work looking like a total slob. You need to take your job seriously, right? That's the whole idea of this, is taking your job seriously. Appearance matters. You know, you have women that dress up and look nice. Men need to do the same. And you'd be really surprised at how much attention a well-dressed man gets from a woman when you're out and about. Women will look twice and be very impressed if you're wearing a button-down shirt with a tie and you look nice, well-groomed and everything. Yes, that will get their attention. Even if you're not rich or anything, if you dress up nice, they don't know the difference, you know. I mean, you haven't said anything yet, but just dressing up nice means you have self-respect and means that you're taking your life seriously. So, all right, that's all I got. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, all that business, and I'll try to keep this down to 20 minutes. I can't even see the screen. I'm 59 years old, so I need glasses whenever I'm reading. Thankfully, we have the Dollar Tree where I can buy dollar glasses. I have plenty of money. I could buy $300, you know, glasses, but I just need them for reading. So why bother? So a little bit of advice on that. You know, don't buy all the expensive stuff. It isn't necessarily better. That's all self-esteem related. And so just buy your basic stuff that you need, and don't waste all of your money on all these name brand things, because those are ripoffs. You're just trying to fit in and look cool based on the name of the product. And they know they're ripping you off and they're fine with it. So don't let them fool you. All right, I'm out.